back in, everybody. Another edition of the 4D Chess Dynasty Trade Show coming at you, as always. Please rate and review if you're listening to the podcast. Like and subscribe. Boom, button click in there. On YouTube, helps us out so much. Adam, how we doing tonight, man? You ready to do some trades? Well, I love doing trades. I love reviewing trades. It's the highlight of my week.
This is a great day. It makes the middle of the week the best day. We record on Wednesdays. You get it the following Monday. But, man, Wednesdays are so much better because we get to record the trade show. Let's see what everyone's been doing, man.
Yeah, I love seeing what's going on in the Dynasty space. So, boom. Got to kick it off with one of us. This is the best one I could pull from us. So, apologies if this isn't a dynamite, super awesome trade. But this is a startup we just finished with our Patreons. Made a trade today. Sent away A.J. Dillon. And in return, I received a 23 first and a 24 second. Adam, first and a second back for A.J. Dillon. What do you feel about that one?
What is there to say here, Mike? I mean, I could probably rant and rave about all the different things, but I mean, I feel like one first, Mike, is like, I'm paying up for Dillon, it feels like, but I guess realistically, no one's coming off of him for a second. I don't even know if anyone's coming off of him for 2 seconds, so the first. But why are you getting another second in here? How did you convince Castle Black to do this? This is also a best ball league. I don't know what to tell you guys, okay? I'm going to give it to Mike now because there's nothing to say. This is a win for you. If I'm contending in best ball, as much as A.J. Dillon could help you, like, I'm not paying two legitimate pieces for him. I'm not doing it.
What if they're late? Like, what if he's an Uber contender? Like, we're looking at the 110, 111 next year.
Well, right now, if they are late, like if I knew for sure they're late, maybe a different story. But, Mike, it's July 20th.
I know.
If you
I'm just trying to help.
Fresh out of a startup. Mike, what you just told us is fresh out of a startup. Fresh out of a startup, you don't know that you have a contender. Stop it. Now, if it is late, if you know those are for sure both late, I'd have a hard time believing anyone knows their 24s are late. But if you know they're both late for sure, I can get behind it a little more.
Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. We're both Eagles fans. Maybe he's doing me a solid. I started with a first and 2 seconds, so I don't know if that played into it too, where it was like, I'll do it for just a first and a second. Say less, buddy. Say less. I'm good.
That was not Prime Day. A first and 2 seconds, huh?
I don't think so. Hey.
Well,
some people really like A.J. Dillon, though, man. I'm sure there's a lot of A.J. Dillon fans out there. There's some pretty big hype going around him. Now, I'm not one of them, but hey, I'm trying to be nice.
My only point is, Mike, if those are both late, like this would be fine, I guess. But you're taking, Castle Black, you're taking all the risk here, right? Because if they're both late, like you're probably paying what A.J. Dillon costs, maybe a little bit more even. If those end up not being, like, even if that's a 108, 106, right there alone, like, I'd rather have that piece. So
yep.
It just, you're taking on, or Castle Black's taking on too much risk, and you get to sit there and just wait and see,
Wait and see with all my fucking wide receivers on my 0 running back squad. We'll see how that plays out. That's a discussion for another day. All right. On to some actual real trades that don't involve me getting criticized. We got Brandon Ayuk, Travis Etienne, a 23 second and a 23 fourth being acquired for DeAndre Swift. So Ayuk, Etienne, a second and a fourth for DeAndre Swift. What do you feel about this one, Adam?
Mike, I have to assume this is lineup just because if this is best ball, what are we doing? I love DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is one of my most owned players, someone I've been high on for this time last year, Mike. We were talking how high we were when he was going like the third round of startups. But if this is best ball, this is crazy. It's easily Ayuk, Etienne in a second. Mike, man, I love DeAndre Swift, but this feels tough. If I had an absolute star-studded squad and it's start 9, I understand what you're doing, but man, it does feel like you're giving up. Because I really like Brandon Ayuk is the other thing, Mike, and I don't think a 23 seconds a throwaway piece. So, man, I think I want that other side more often than not. The only way I would ever take DeAndre Swift in this deal is if it's start 9 and I have just plethora of assets to throw away.
I could see it. There's a case for it in lineup in best ball. There's not a case for it whatsoever, period. And spoiler alert, it is a best ball league. So the side that got the package absolutely crushed. But
wow.
I will say lineup,
that's a smash.
In a lineup, there's a case for it to up tier, and I understand it because there's not everybody's going to be as high on Brandon Ayuk as we are. Or there might be people out there who have more concerns about Travis Etienne. So I understand it a little bit more from a lineup. But in a best ball, not a chance. Not a damn chance. Give me Ayuk Etienne in the second all day. And I'm going to take that second and go get another piece. Why not? Just keep it going. I'm going to turn
I started off by saying I'm assuming this is not best ball. And here it is, best ball. That's Dingo 2-9, man. Bingo. That is oh my goodness. That's crazy.
I really love the fact that I have no idea who these two people are, right? They're part of the Destination Devy Discord patrons in there, but like I haven't talked with them. But the fact that this trade was posted in here and it's names I don't recognize and it's a best ball league means best ball's catching on a little bit more, buddy, and that gets me really excited. So I'm happy to see it. But part of the learning process I think is going to be don't make these kind of deals if you're the guy getting DeAndre Swift in a best ball. Don't do that. That's not very good for you.
The other thing, too, I don't want to spend too much time because this is a home run deal, but, man, even as a contender, if you're going to go contender with this piece, man, now you got probably your second and another second to play with. Like, whatever you had before, you can utilize that second to go buy other things later. So that's an easy one, man, for me.
I love it. All right, trade number 3. I love this one, too. This is such a good deal. We got Javonte Smith and a 24 first being acquired for Jalen Waddle and a 23 third. Adam, you know how much I love the down tier. You don't call me the tear down king for nothing. What do you feel about this one, baby?
The tear down king, Rockbox, the tear down king, baby. This is one of our Savage members. Mike, I don't even care what this is, man. Like, I'll just summarize and leave it really short. Lineup, best ball, don't care. Start 9, start 50, don't care. Give me Javonte Smith in the first every single time. The Slim Reaper, baby. The Slim Reaper.
Yeah, a little promo right there. Or maybe a video coming out soon. But Javonte Smith in the first is a smash. This is the exact kind of tear down I like to make. The third, I would really prefer, I'm being completely honest, I'd really prefer if I didn't have to send the third away.
Sure.
I know it's not his own, so even more so. Like if I knew it was going to be the 310, 311, 312, whatever, if that's the thing that's holding up, it's basically a fourth. But you know how I love just to keep thirds around for grease and deals. But this is a good example. If you have to get the deal done, send it away. I would have fought really hard to be like, come on, man. I'm giving you a great deal here. I can't toss that third in. It's going to kill me. How about a fourth?
First of all, I'm so with you. Like, you don't want to give that away. But during the process of what you said you keep him for, sometimes if it's what is needed to get the deal over the edge, all right, man, this is what we really got to do. Here's your grease. I'll give you the third. I'm with you, though. I think with Waddle, I don't know. That's our boy. He was talking with us in chats and stuff, so I think he had to give it up. But man, you would have had to fight me almost to make me get that third in there. You know?
Yeah, I would have figured it out any way possible. Like, let me get 2 fours,
or throw some other shitter in there. Like you know,
here you go. Take this guy instead. You'll be fine. Right. But I love that deal. Good job, Ross.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we got one with Mello, another one of our patrons. Right, we got Javonte Williams and Brian Robinson being acquired for Najee Harris. Mello's getting Najee Harris for Javonte and BRob. What do you feel about this one? This is a lineup league, by the way, too, I believe.
Okay, well, then you kind of helped me because in best ball, like I'm not adding BRob, and I'm not a BRob guy. We talked about this. If you tune in for more than just the trade show, you know that Antonio Gibson defenders right here, and Brian Robinson does not scare us. However, if it's best ball, I couldn't throw him in to go from Javonte to Najee. Just the way I have Dynasty, I wouldn't do that. In lineup, like if you're a contender, I don't have the difference that much from Javonte to Najee Harris, but I do think Najee still projects to get this crazy workload again, even though people don't want to admit it. Like, if you have to get rid of BRob and you think, all right, I'm ready right now in a lineup league, I can get behind doing this. So, and then I'm assuming also if you're Oscar Pana 10, like, shit, man, I would do this if I'm rebuilding too. So I think this one makes sense.
I would say this. Between Javonte and Najee, like I'm not some crazy batshit nut job who has Javonte ranked higher than Najee in Dynasty. But
No.
I will say this: if you just look at ceilings, I think Javonte would actually have a higher ceiling. Like, say something happened to Melvin Gordon, or maybe they really just decided that they wanted to give him the majority of the workload. Like that offense with Russ and the weapons they have, I think his ceiling for point production is actually greater than Najee.
Like we saw it versus KC.
Yeah.
I mean, that one game versus KC is when everybody came around to, oh my goodness, look at this guy.
I will say this though, I think the floor is a lot safer with Najee just because it's Najee and nobody else. So he'll be getting the workload,
100%.
he'll be getting the carries. So on a contender, you kind of mitigate some of your risk here by taking the Najee side and just tossing in BRob. So I like the side. Man, if I wasn't a contender too, like I think I'd, as much as like you said, as much as I don't like Ryan Robinson or think he's anything, like I probably would have asked for something different, but I think it's at least in a reasonable throw in for me to go like, okay, I'll go from Najee to Javonte and just kind of reset it a little bit more on the age clock.
For sure.
Nice constructed deal though, but bravo to Melo to kind of recognize that on a lineup contender, like, you know, maybe mitigate that floor a little bit more with Najee and give yourself a safer outlook on the season. So I like
Yeah,
that deal.
well said by you. Yep.
All right, trade number 5. We got a 23 first, a 23 third, and a 23 fourth being acquired for Zay Jones, Josiah DeGuara, and Kenny Walker. Adam, I think I could just take Zay Jones and Josiah DeGuara out of this. So we got a first, a third, and a fourth in 2023 being acquired for Kenny Walker. What the hell is going on with this one?
Mike, you and I both like Kenny Walker. We're higher than consensus. For me, it's easily number 2 in this class. And then right in the mix is, you know, Kenny Pickett and Drake London for me. But I want Kenny Walker. And, like, if I knew for sure this 23 first is late, like, I'd be okay sending a late 23 first for Kenneth Walker. But this trade, Mike, just is so weird. Like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. DeGuara and Zay Jones, like, I'm baffled. I'm not sending all that for Kenneth Walker, I don't think, unless I know those picks are late, Mike. Like, I just, as much as I love Kenneth Walker, I don't think I would do it. And this is a weird deal.
Okay. I look at it the opposite way, man. I'm going to smash the guy who got Kenneth Walker's side, unless that 23 first I know is early. Unless I know it's going to be like the worst team in the league or the second worst team in the league. Outside of that, I don't really understand why you would sit there in 2022 and take Kenny Walker early, because he more than likely was going at the second or third pick. He didn't slip past the third very often. So you'd spend your second or third pick and then just a few months later trade him for just a random 23 first.
Well, Mike, I think when I look at this deal, well, first of all, if that's the case, I'm with you 100%. But my point is, if I look at this deal and I know it's a mid, like if I'm just saying it's a mid first, like if I think that's 106, I think that's something I'm considering to just take that piece. And then, but the third and the fourth on top of it, man. Like what? I don't want DeGuara and Jones. Like I'm not throwing you extra on a 23 first.
I have no idea why those two are in there. So that's why I don't even.
That's why it's like I'm not going to add 2 more picks. I know the fourth is whatever. Even the third's not that much. If I know it's late, I definitely want Kenneth Walker. If it's mid to early, I'm taking probably the pick side here.
Man, it's got to be early for me. Got to be early. Or I have no fucking interest in it, I guess, for Kenneth Walker. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't see a lot of the logic in it. Like, why the hell you would spend that draft capital on him instead of going somewhere else. Like, if you didn't believe in him, then take fucking Garrett Wilson or Treylon Burks or Kenny Pickett or whoever.
Yeah.
But why? Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting one.
If I can get Kenneth Walker though for a late back end 23 first, I'd do that every time though. So it's this one it matters a lot where that pick really projects for me.
Okay. All right. Next deal we got J.K. Dobbins, 24 third, a 25 third being acquired for Marquez Valdez-Scantling and David Montgomery. Interesting deal here. Dobbins and a couple thirds being acquired for David Montgomery and MVS. Which side you got on this one, Adam?
I want the Dobbins side personally. If it's best ball and you're like a contender, I can see making this move because you're a little bit panic on Dobbins. It feels gross, but if he's going to miss maybe, several weeks to start the season, and MVS, I don't even know what he's going to be worth, but in best ball, he might give you a few pop weeks in that offense. Outside of that scenario, best ball, and I'm contending right now, like I want Dobbins in this deal. I have Dobbins over Montgomery pretty easily, and then I'll take 2/3 for Marcus Valdez-Scantling, even though one's all the way in 2025.
Yeah. I think those are just grease pieces. Like, if I took those out, I'd probably still send away Monty and MVS for J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about J.K., but I'm not, like, full-on panic. Like, there's kind of a lot of bullshit going around, and we haven't even really got to training camp yet. I mean, as of recording today, the Raiders have fully reported to training camp, but that's it. So we're still waiting on a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just conjecture and bullshit. So, yeah, J.K. Dobbins in 2/3. I like the deal a lot for Al Michael 16. I'm pretty sure that's Austin in our Discord. So shout out to him.
Good deal,
All
Austin.
right. Last one. You're going to hate it. This will be the trade of the week right here. We got Cam Akers being acquired for Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry's going to our boy, Destination Debbie Ep.11. Cam Akers and Derrick Henry, Adam. Who you got?
Evan. Like, I need to know why. Why? Why? Why are we doing this? Evan. I don't understand, man. I don't understand the panic on Cam Akers. Like, I don't. Like, I don't know, man. If you're going to just base a Derrick Henry off of last year and you think that he's this absolute, cut from steel human being, that age and the Lisfranc is not Lisfranc, whatever his foot injury was, isn't going to affect him, that he's superhuman, fine. But, like, those things concern me, Mike, especially the fact that he has recently had a lot of touches on his plate. And I'm very bullish on Cam Akers. Now, I'm sure that for a lot of people this doesn't look as bad as it does to my eyes, but this hurts me, man.
I think this is going to be the battle of rose-colored glasses, right? Whose ones look better, right? You got an old, big running back coming off a very serious foot injury, and you got a young running back running behind a shitty offensive line, but I would say definitely on a better offense coming off of a very serious Achilles injury. So who are you going to put your rose-colored glasses on for? Now, this is obviously a contender move.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that.
You're not acquiring Derrick Henry just I got a 2-year window. Like, nah. Like, it's this year.
You're going to win it. I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of things for, what that offense projects. We have no idea how good he's going to be, how old he's going to look, and the foot injury. Those are all concerning for me. I understand that Akers coming off the Achilles and didn't look good. I mean, he went up against some of the absolute most ridiculous run defenses. He was coming off of a severe injury in record time. I still think he's going to project to get a ton of the work. And, like, he reminds me a lot of Joe Mixon last year in an offense that's that good and that many scoring opportunities. Even if Derrick Henry's back to form, Mike, I don't know how much he's really going to outscore Cam Akers this year. Could he? Yes, of course. We've seen Derrick Henry be a beast. But I don't know how much it's going to be by.
When Evan posted the trade in the Heisman chat over at Destination Debbie, patreon.com/allgas. Nice plug right there. Hop in. That's where you can get some trades in there. When he posted that, I was being nice. I just said, ooh, risky. Like, just one word. It just go. I want Akers over Henry, and I don't care who knows it, I guess. I'm not as big as a Akers fan as you are, but I still like him. I mean, we're not talking a lot of spots different. You obviously did a 25-minute video. Check it out on our YouTube, defending Cam Akers with a dope-ass graphics. So I get it. I get the Cam Akers thing. I can also see, like, rolling the dice on Derrick Henry on a contender. Man, I see more downside with Derrick Henry than I do Cam Akers. Okay, if Cam Akers comes out and he kind of starts slow, you're gonna have like a little bit of a built-in excuse because he's working his way back and blah blah blah, and he's always got that youth on his side, right? He's always got the young part. Derrick Henry comes out and looks like he did in the playoff game, which I think we can say both Akers and Henry, neither one of them look good in their playoff games. None of them, neither.
Right. Yep.
Henry looked like ass. If he looks like that to start the season, with all the concerns we already have, where do you think his value goes from where it's at right now? Just straight fucking down, and it never comes back ever.
Right.
So,
I'll admit right here. Obviously, wanted to dramatize that one a little bit for you, Evan. I could totally be wrong here. On a contender, Derrick Henry may be the play. To me, first of all, even if it wasn't Akers, if it was someone in that range for me, like I'm the risk with Derrick Henry is probably too much for me. I get it though, man. You want to go try to get a ship right now. I'm assuming this team's locked and ready to go. You're forgetting the future and going for the win right now. It's fine to do this. For me though, I could never personally do it. So wish you the best of luck too, Evan, but I could never do this deal. It's also my Akers fandom.
I think if I'm in a startup, right, trying to build a contender, I'm comfortable taking Akers in like the 4th. Like, I think I'm getting good value there. I wouldn't mind taking him in the 4th. And then depending like how the 5th round falls, I could see myself taking Derrick Henry. I think I may have taken him in the Expo League with like Matty Kiwoom and Gene and Jones, like, with our group of guys who are going to be at the Expo chopping it up in a month. But yeah, I mean, I'm still talking around difference between the two. Like, even building a contender, I still think I want Cam Akers. So I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. I definitely prefer Cam Akers. And I knew if I put this one on here, you'd be like, oh, your Cam Akers love's going to come out. So really shocked you don't have a Cam Akers jersey I haven't seen you wear yet. So
as soon as I can buy one that isn't the custom one, Mike, it's happening. He also got the number change. So number 3 Cam Akers jersey will be coming.
Yeah, I forgot that this is going to be.
If you remember, there was a bunch of drama last year. The OBJ wasn't going to play. Now we're saving it for Cam Akers. Okay, well, I'm not going to play there. They gave him 3. OBJ's always got some crazy drama, man. Don't get me started as a Browns fan with him.
He doesn't deserve number 3. Cam Akers deserves number 3. Sorry to say it.
And he's finally going to get it. So, yes, I will be having one. Don't you worry. As soon as I can, it will be here.
RB1 overall season coming in play then if he's wearing number 3.
Look out. Single digits. Look out.
Hashtag number analysis.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We're about out of here. A relatively short one, pretty straightforward. I like some of the deals that came in, and hopefully Adam and I can cook up a good one that we can feature ourselves. A little bit more breakdown and analysis that will go into it. But you want to check us out, patreon.com/South Harmony. Get you on our Discord. You can also post your trades there. We're always available. But thanks for tapping in. We're bouncing out of here. Peace.
Peace.